Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning into the Lady K Chat podcast. I am your host, Lady K, and I thank you for continuing the saga of part two of Celibate. Me and my guest, Mr. Yediydeyah Allen, we continue to talk about the pros and the cons. So we're going to need you to tune in right now. See you there.
The following podcast is a Lady K Enterprises production.
Lady K.
Welcome, and thank you for tuning in to Lady K Chat, a podcast that is designed for all women to become better versions of themselves, which is broadcast every Tuesday and Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Various subjects will be speaked upon, such as relationships, personal development, health and wellness, wealth building, children, and so much more. She is a two-time Amazon best-selling author, an international speaker, and life coach. She is Kalima, aka Lady K. And now for your host, Lady K.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in into the part two of Celibate. If you have enjoyed part one, you are gladly for sure are going to enjoy part two. Enjoy. And that's another thing too I want to say to you, because going back when you said the clarity, you didn't even realize how toxic you was in that relationship until now you can step back and say, damn, we was toxic as
we were not good.
right.
But in terms of relationships. Sorry, trying to get back on point. I haven't been in too many long-term relationships. Matter of fact, I have been in none. I haven't had failed dating attempts.
Really?
So I have not even got to a point where I could even be potentially even physically in a position where I would actually be engaged with sex in somewhere, So I can say that that's pretty much easy for me now. There have been I do have a few female friends that I can lay in the bed with a female and not even touch them.
Right.
But again, that's because I don't want to sound like I'm some type of shaman, but I have ascended to a different level where intimacy for me does not necessarily equate to sex.
Listen, let me tell you something. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but I'm gonna tell you something right now. And I don't know, there's a couple of women that's out there, but if you can mentally stimulate a woman without physically touching her, that is everything. Okay.
Yes.
If you can connect with me, I'm gonna talk about myself. If you can connect with me on a mental level without even touching me, that is amazing. And I think a lot of people, they look for that. They look for that all around. Can this person just be giving to me all around, mentally, sexually, everything? Because we all know we want the full package.
Right. Exactly.
And I think me personally, I think that's an awesome connection level when you're able to have sex mentally and not physically, because that's not lie. It happens. We do it.
Absolutely. No, you definitely do, especially with that right person.
Right.
And, when I look at being physically connected with someone or being physically attracted to someone, I look to be attracted to their mind as well as their body.
Right.
If you, if you can stimulate me intellectually or mentally,
oh my
goodness, I don't want to say you have me hooked, but,
right.
I don't want to say you got me, but, you won't be too far off from getting me.
But it's like you got my attention. You understand? You got my attention because we can have these intellectual conversations. We can talk about anything, and then once you got that, it's like, wow, that's amazing. Okay, I'm looking more forward to this. But I think honestly, it's so easy to be celibate, and I'm speaking for myself, guys. It's so easy to be celibate when you have no one in the picture. But when you do have someone in the picture, and say, for example, like how we're saying, if that person's able to mentally stimulate you and you're in a relationship, that is going to be so challenging to keep your hands off to yourself. But it is possible.
It's definitely possible. It's definitely doable. I mean, it might get hot and heavy.
Right.
You might reach, that apex point, but you be like, there'll be like that small, still voice, like, you know what?
Right.
Let me chill out because I made this commitment and I need to stick to it.
Right.
So yes, the temptation is definitely real. It is definitely there. It just depends upon where you are.
Right. I'm sorry. I'm laughing at myself because I met someone and she was talking about this topic, and I'm sorry, it came into my head. That's why I'm laughing. And she was on the same path too. And she met her husband, right? And before they even got to say I do, she was like, no, they had a moment. And she was like, listen, he was my husband anyway. So it was like, so it worked out. And I was like, yes, but that's not everyone's situation.
Yes.
But, sometimes it does happen. But I think I wanted to ask you.
Sure.
Because we're talking about adults, right?
Yes, we are.
So I'm gonna switch it up just a little bit.
Go ahead.
How can we encourage the young people to practice celibacy?
Well, I guess, from an older perspective, because I'm 41. Right. So, when you're a little bit older, some youth, not all, some youth kind of look to you like as an example. So the best way to do it is to lead by example. Absolutely. And, you show them, you're open with your life. You like, no, I'm not just saying it. I'm practicing it. You can come by my house at any time of the day or night, and it'll just be me here. It's sad, but it's true. You don't find anyone dipping and creeping. You don't find anything in and out or anything like that. So when you lead by example, that's another way. But another way to do it would just be talking about it like how we're doing now. Talking about the benefits, talking that, it is okay to do it. It really is okay to do it. And quite frankly, with everything that's going on in the world right now, viruses, diseases, stuff like that, I don't necessarily know if you even want to engage with someone like that on that level, because you don't know what is out there. You don't know what you can or cannot catch, or what you can or cannot get rid of.
Absolutely.
A lot of these viruses and these diseases, right, they mutate just like, our bodies adapt to, diseases and cold, stuff like that, right? Viruses and diseases mutate, and they adapt as well. So you might mess around and catch some stuff that you wish you could get rid of, and you can't. And I don't necessarily know if it's really worth that risk. And I'm just, just speaking at a high level, right? I'm not even going to get into, all the whole transgenderism and everything that's going on. Like, you really do not know what it is or who it is that you're engaging with. And I think that, I just think that, we need to talk to practice the benefits without demonizing it, right? Because that's how you turn a lot of people off, when you demonize something.
Absolutely.
So, so if you talk about it in a positive manner, like, what, are you sure? Blah, blah, blah. I mean, I'm not saying that you shouldn't. I'm just simply saying you have to make a decision on your own. And if you do, just be prepared for a journey. But like, don't demonize and say like, oh, you people out there having sex, y'all wrong, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to hear all that. Right. I mean, just straight up and down, no one wants to hear all that, because you don't hear people saying, all you people being celibate, blah, 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 y'all weak, or whatever the case may be, right? You don't want to hear someone, down your hustle. You don't want to hear anyone demonize what it is that you got going on. So instead of demonizing, I think that we can talk about it in a positive manner, encourage people in a positive, young and old, it doesn't matter, right? But since you asked about the youth, right, encourage them in a positive, loving manner, and then also show them that you're doing it, that it is doable, it's possible. I think you can kind of capture the hearts of some of them. Maybe not all, but definitely some of them.
But we're just going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Lady K Enterprises are now licensed in the state of Pennsylvania and New York to help you with your insurance needs, from auto, homeowner, life insurance, and home security. For additional information, please text the word insurance to 844-446-5374. Again, for additional information, please text the word insurance to 844-446-5374.
Absolutely, and I can agree with you. But you said a couple of things that triggered in my mind. But first of all, I want to say you look fabulous for 41, black on crack, wonderful. And then, you was talking about, there's so many things out there, and it's kind of interesting that I saw a meme floating on Facebook, and it was saying a lot of you guys want to get tested for COVID, but you're still out there not wearing condoms, having sex unprotected. And I said, you know what? That was that hit home, and it's so true, because like, you so worried about COVID and catching it, but you still out there having unprotected sex. You're not even, protecting yourself. You're not going out. Priorities is backwards, but that's a lot of people, and it happens. But I think also too, by us speaking about it, that gives the support that people need. And one thing I am going to say too, yes, there's a lot of us who love the Lord. There's a lot of us who go to church, and as you can see, sometimes when they have certain maybe programs might go on in church, all they say is don't have sex. They don't give the support on why you shouldn't have sex, or if you're struggling, let's talk about this. It's not there. So I'm saying, so because it's not there, I love doing stuff like this because this is needed. And if somebody is listening right now and you have the audacity, if you have it in you to put together a support group, please let me know, because I would love to interview you. But I think it's needed in today's society.
Yes, I think a support group is definitely needed. A support group, or I don't want to, buddy system, that from that back in the day, something where you feel comfortable. I think it has to be like a comfort level. You feel comfortable enough to be open about what's going on with you, right. To someone who will not, take that and use that against you or take advantage of you, right? Because once you become vulnerable emotionally and then someone takes advantage of that, or they use it to a disadvantage, right? It ruins you. Like, it truly, honestly ruins you. And you never want to be open about yourself again. You never want to be honest again, and that could just ruin you. So we need to have two people, right? You need to have people who are willing to be open and honest, but then we really need to have people who are truly caring and truly want to, not help you, but encourage you, and truly, are really honestly, like, humble people. They're about helping you. They don't gain anything by hurting you or taking advantage of you. They just want to just be there for you as best as possible. So, I think it's like two sides of the equation,
Absolutely. Listen, because now I know I'm gonna call him, like, listen, hey, since you've been doing this for 9 years, give me something.
I would say that, for me personally, that there are times where where I just think about the word. When I say like the word, right, my faith and belief, which I think when you and I talked last week, the same kind of Roman Catholic Bible that a lot of people read out of is the same Bible that I read out of. I may have a different translation, but it's still kind of the same.
Right.
But the point being is even if you don't practice quote unquote Christianity or Messianic Hebrew Israelite or whatever it is, whatever your faith and belief is, it doesn't really matter. But whatever text, that is used, that you follow by or abide by, whatever guide, since a Bible is that, right? Like, I know that we typically say the Bible, we're talking about like the Christian, like the Catholic Bible, but a Bible is just that. It's a guide, so every faith and belief will have its own Bible,
right.
Whatever the Bible is, whatever words are in there that you hold true and that you hold near and dear to your heart. But those are the kind of things that you have to think about and meditate on and let that fester inside of you whenever you kind of get those feelings or those emotions, or you get like the whispers in your psychology or your mental, like, what, I could, and then I could just ask for forgiveness, and
right.
Start going down that whole path. Another thing that helps too is being around others who are like-minded and are, practicing something similar to what you are. That helps too. And then also, not being in relationships actually is very, very helpful. It sounds sad, but it's helpful because that immediate temptation is not there. It's like, it's easy for you to say no if you're not even trying to participate, right? It's easy to say no to cigarettes if you don't even have access to cigarettes. But if you have access to cigarettes, is it really that hard, or is it really that easy to say no? It's like health and fitness, for example. Like, I'm huge into health and fitness. And, when I do not have candy in my house, I don't eat it. But when I have candy in my house, please understand, I don't believe in wasting food. So right. the candy will get ate. Now, is it bad for me? Do I have to work a little bit harder to burn those calories off? I sure do. But, that's just the consequence that you kind of have to get, that you take with it. So, I would say that it's easier when you don't have a lot of those variables or those roadblocks in your life, but it's a lot harder to do when you do. And again, it just goes back to how strong are you? What's your support system like? What are your friends like? Different things like that, that you can lean on, that will not take advantage of you, that will encourage you, that will lift you up when you need to. Like, what, it's okay, blah, 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 blah. Just think about the end game and you'll be good to go.
Right. And I thank you for that. I love all of it. One of the key things that, as you was talking, the number one thing that keep popping into my head is discipline. And like you said, sometimes it may be great to be by yourself, but once you get to that certain point and you have that discipline and you're able to be in a relationship, you bring more than that. You bring more than just holding yourself, refraining from sex. Because there are a lot of things, like you said, you was in a toxic relationship. So there are things that you're going to do differently now. You actually have hindsight. You're open-minded. You're aware of your triggers. You know what not to do. So, again, it just bring the awareness and the discipline, and I just love everything that you said. Are you on Facebook or Instagram?
I'm on both, which I guess is one of the same since Facebook owns Instagram.
Right.
But I am on both.
Okay. So how can the people follow you if they wanted to?
If you want to follow me, be prepared to be bored. Here you go. On Instagram, all you'll see is like a bunch of like workout videos and stuff like that. Okay. My life is pretty boring, but you can find me at Yediydeyah DEYAH. That's at Instagram. Again, that is YEDIYDEYAH. All, just all one word. And then on Facebook, you can follow me at YO Allen 78. Again, that is YO Allen, the number 7, the number 8.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much, Yediydeyah. Did I get that correct?
Yeah, Yediydeyah, close.
But no, honestly, it was a pleasure to have you on today and just getting some insight from someone who has been practicing for so long. And I just thank you so much. And everyone, I hope you gained something from this today as well, as much as I did. You can continue to follow me at Lady K Chat on Instagram and Facebook, and on my website at www.ladykkenterprisesinc.com. And everyone, you have a great night. Lady K.